All right, what I'm going to show you is how to harvest a pound of worms quickly. One thing I know most people don't want to do is spend a lot of time harvesting worms. So I've gone out to the compost pile and I've pre-harvested my worms and into this bucket. Basically, when you pre-harvest, you get most of the worms that are sitting on the top 3 inches of your compost, because further down than that, they're not as thick. Here's plenty of worms, nice and crumbly. Now, if I put this under the light right now, it's probably going to take me about an hour and a half to harvest these worms, and I don't really want to spend that much time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly filter out most of the fine stuff. The little 1/4 inch screen that I've made, we have them on the website. Shake it back and forth, but also with a little lifting motion so your worms don't get hurt. Then you just get the big pieces in the worms. It lets the light go through and the worms move down to the bottom much quicker. Some worms will fall through the screen, but that's okay. You're basically looking for the majority of the worms. If you don't have all this table space, you can easily use this little sieve right over a 18-gallon tote, and most of it will go inside. So we're done with that. Here, all the worms are out. If I don't get them all, the chickens will get some, and that's okay. Alright, now we've probably got our compost harvest time down to 10 minutes instead of an hour. As you can see, the worms have already started to go down. I'll stir them up a little bit. The more surface space I have, the faster I can harvest them. Alright, something that will slow you down sometimes is when you get a phone call in between. But what that does is it lets lets the worms crawl down. My hens are wanting to lay some eggs, so they're tackling away. Of course, they've overtaken the shop here. But they allow me to use my table still, so I let them stay for now. Alright, we've just taken off half of what was left. Okay, if we didn't hear that, I just took half of what was left. And we're going to squeeze it up a little bit and probably finish this pretty quick. Tools of the trade. Good to have a scraper and a small bucket. lot of times when you scrape off the top, there you'll pick up a worm or two, but when you've got thousands of worms on the table, a couple worms isn't going to make a difference when you weigh it out. You see there, we're just about down to the worms. Another good reason to do this quick is you don't want to stress these worms out. The longer they sit in the light, the more stress they get. And if you want to ship worms, they can die very easily once they're stressed. Just the heat of the lamp can dry them out, dehydrate them. All right, ready to weigh out. A digital scale works best. Easy to read. Make it so you can see that. And there we go. Got 1 pound and 5/8 of an ounce. So it gives us a chance to pull out some debris. Not too much. There you go, you got 1 pound of worms. Okay, now if you were going to ship worms, oh, shouldn't take my glove off yet. Some kind of medium that doesn't have a whole lot of food in it is what you want to use. This here is composted leaves without any food. It's nice and moist. And what we have here is surgical cloth breathable bags that I've had someone make. And you put a little bit of soil in there, or compost in there. Add your worms. Okay, I don't know if you see that there. Your worms inside. Throw another handful of soil or compost in there. Peat moss actually works the best for shipping. This actually is for a person who's going to come pick up. But again, a peat moss that, if you squeeze it, it doesn't drip. That's what you want to do if you're going to ship. So anyway, so we've got some bedding in there for them. Now the worms will actually live in there for a few days. So throw a little zip tie around there. And in 20 minutes, harvested 1 pound of worms, package it, and it's ready to go.